playground, and nature. These are the places we most often play and have fun. But do you always know how to be safe in recreation? Let's find out what some of you are doing for recreation in the homes on this street. Jim's friends came over this afternoon to help him finish building a treehouse. They liked the plan. The foundation was already laid, and they had all the materials needed, though some of the boards still had to be cut to the right size. Jim never used his dad's power saw before, but he knew how to turn it on. Just press the button. Jim's hand was jerked into the saw by an old nail in the board. I think you agree. It's no fun to be sidelined. Be only a spectator as your friends play. You better leave power tools alone. You may regret you didn't. What if you want to paint your bike, but only have old, thick paint for the job? You need paint thinner, of course. Chris found some in the garage. Do you see why it's dangerous to store poisonous liquid in a soft drink bottle? Especially when it's poorly marked? Be extra careful when using poisonous chemicals before an accident happens. Julie received a birthday present. A real corn popper. Her friends wanted to see it work. They needed electricity for the popper, but its cord was too short to reach an outlet inside the house. Could her brother find an extension cord? Sure thing. In the basement, David found a cord that seemed long enough. Julie and her friends liked the smell of popping corn. But Mother was disturbed by a different kind of smell. Something burning. Julie's corn-popping party could have ended like this. It's never safe to use a damaged electric cord. And when it comes to inviting an accident, what do you think of Mike's habit of leaving his playthings lying around the house? His brother doesn't like it, with good reason. Do you always make sure your games at home are safe to play? Not always, it seems. How about the playground? It should be a fun place to visit. But the swing is for swinging, not for jumping. To get off the swing safely, brake your speed first. Have your feet securely on the ground before you let go of the chain and move to some other playground equipment. But not like this. Use the ladder. It's the safest way to get up to the slide. Once you're up, you can slide down. But this is the kind of horseplay that can lead to an accident. One person at a time. The safe way of sliding down. A playground is a fine place to play baseball, unless you make it unsafe. That bat up in the air is bound to come down and may hit somebody. Be a good sport for your own and your friends' safety. Are you sometimes tempted to use the street as a playground? The street is not for kite flying. It's dangerous for you and your kite. This kite was flown by a string that had tinsel in it. Tinsel is made of metal. If your kite catches on a high voltage line, with you holding the string, it will conduct the electricity and you can be instantly electrocuted. Kites and power lines don't mix. Fly your kite in a safe, open area. Some of you might think that railroad tracks are also playgrounds, that walking the rails is fun. Suppose you trip, fall between the rails. You're alone and in pain. Goofing around railroad tracks is not an outdoor recreation for you. The great outdoors, nature, offers a variety of recreations. Hiking and camping are among the favorites. But to move about safely in nature needs some learning. Here are a few hints. Fallen trees are often rotten inside. Don't step on a log, step over it. A sprained ankle is no fun on a hike. If you must step on a log, check it out first for strength. Trees and shrubs you use for handholds must be sound and firmly rooted. When going downhill, keep your weight slightly backward. When climbing uphill, lean forward for proper balance. For a good rest, lie down on the ground, as Pete and Debbie are doing, with legs elevated. You'll find it relaxing. Now let's follow two farm boys, Steve and Richie. They've come along with their uncle to try out their new rifles and learn about hunter safety. Hold it, Richie. That's a dangerous way to take a rifle out of a car. Can you see why guns should always be transported unloaded? Load your gun after you get out of a car. Once on the go, carry your gun with trigger finger outside the trigger guard. If you have to cross some thick brush, remove the ammunition from your gun. Let's return now to Pete and Debbie, who are looking for a campsite where it's safe to build a small fire. Dad's found a good spot. Get firewood from dead branches. Skewers from a safe shrub, like this scrub oak. Avoid poisonous plants, such as the tree tobacco. The poison from the skewer can get into your food and make you sick. The castor plant is highly poisonous. So is the oleander that you can find in some parks. When cutting a stick for a skewer, always cut away from you. Pete and his dad made sure that no burnable material was less than 5 feet from the fire site. The safest fire is built directly on gravel. Boy, that hot dog smells good, Pete and Debbie thought. Boy, that fence looks easy to cross, was what Steve and Richie thought. Wait, Steve. That rifle could fall, and if loaded, discharge. Hand your unloaded gun to Richie, then cross the fence. Never cross an obstacle with a loaded gun. Covering miles of rough terrain can make your gun feel heavy, but still, you must always be sure that the muzzle doesn't point in an unsafe direction. A hill to cross. No problem here, Steve and Richie figured. A little tired, but they reached the top safely. Almost. A gun must never be used for giving support to a person, even when it's unloaded. Use a stick or your arm to help a buddy. Firearms are not toys. Learn to handle them with caution and respect, as Steve and Richie do. And even then, use them only under the supervision of an adult. Fire can be as dangerous as firearms. To put out your campfire, douse the ashes with water. Mix it with dirt. Then stir it. Add more water and stir again. A fire is not out until you can feel the ashes are cold. This family enjoyed their trip to nature, and they left it unspoiled. Do you behave the same way? Or do you leave traces of your visit to nature? This is not the way to help preserve nature for the enjoyment of all. Let no one say to your shame, all was beauty here, till you came. Accidents can happen at any time. In nature.
Ow!
On the playground. At home. Even in your recreation, when you're enjoying yourself, remember the ABC of safety. Always be careful. Be safe. Play safe.